Do you sometimes feel so caught up in life's hustle and bustle that you forget to enjoy life? So focused on your next goal that you lose sight of the present moment? If that resonates with you, it's time to hit the pause button. But we're pausing for a good reason. We're talking about something most of us avoid, the thought of our own mortality. Something magical happens when you come face to face with the reality that your time is limited. You start making choices not just based on what's urgent, but what's truly important. All the noise disappears, leaving you with what really matters. You've got this incredible power to reevaluate and prioritize. No more sweating the small stuff. Instead, you focus on relationships, kindness, and the kind of legacy you want to leave. Why? Believe it or not, pondering your own mortality isn't gloomy. It's liberating. It's like suddenly seeing the world in high definition, where every choice you make is more vibrant and meaningful. Rather than dodging the thought of your finite time on Earth, embrace it. Let it guide you to a life that's not just successful on paper, but fulfilling in the deepest sense. One where you're not just ticking off to-do lists, but also shaping the very story that will be told about you when you die. Imagine your loved ones crying not only because they miss you, but also because they are grateful for everything you contributed during your lifetime. If you want to learn how to live a life with purpose and how you can have a positive impact on the world around you, watch this video until the end. Now, did you ever really think about what people will say about you after you're gone? No, we're not talking about how many social media followers you had or how much money in the bank. Let's get into something a bit deeper, something that truly lasts, your character. That's right. Your legacy isn't measured by what you have, but by who you are. Imagine dealing with failure not as a dead end, but as a stepping stone to higher ground. How different would life be? How different would you be? You see, character isn't built in grand, heroic actions, but in the quiet moments of choice. So what does good character look like? Let's start with honesty. It's not just about telling the truth, it's about being real with others and, more importantly, with yourself. Forget the masks, drop the pretense, and instead try to adopt an approach that makes honesty central to your life. Stop telling little fibs to avoid confrontation or to make yourself liked. Start by dedicating yourself to being completely honest for a whole week. And always be true to your word, whether with yourself or others. You will be surprised at just how happy it will make you to keep your promises. Next up is integrity. This one's simple but not easy. It's about doing what you say you'll do, even when nobody's watching. Imagine a life where you can trust yourself as much as you want others to trust you. Powerful, isn't it? Then comes courage. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's acting despite it. It's standing up for what you believe in, even when it's unpopular. It's taking the road less traveled, not because it's easy, but because it aligns with your deepest values. If you want a legacy that transcends time, it's your character that will set it in stone. In a world chasing external markers of success, be the one to internalize virtues like honesty, integrity, and courage. But that's not all. We should get comfortable with three big words: passion, priorities, and perspective. Call them the 3 Ps to living a life that leaves behind a legacy so moving that people can't help but feel its reverberation even when you're not around. First up, passion. Ah yes, that burning fire inside you that makes the mundane seem magical. This fuel drives every monumental achievement and every small act of kindness. Don't just find your passion, let it guide you. Let it be the compass that directs every step you take, and watch how it turns even the most ordinary days into extraordinary journeys. Moving on, priorities. What are the non-negotiables in your life? Family? Health? Creativity? Pin those down and let them act like anchors. You know how getting lost in the noise, deadlines, and urgent emails is easy? Your priorities are your personal lighthouse, ensuring you don't drift too far off course. And lastly, perspective. How you view your life, challenges, and opportunities is the lens through which you'll either see a world of roadblocks or a world rich with chances to grow. It's a powerful tool, this perspective thing. It can turn failures into lessons, setbacks into setups, and can even make the clock slow down when you want to savor a moment. It's all in how you choose to look at it. Each principle offers you a piece of the puzzle to live and thrive. The kind of thriving that has people feeling your impact long after you've moved on. Now here comes a curveball: time. I know we all think we've got plenty of it until we don't, but here's the golden nugget. Mastering your time is essentially mastering your life. Think about it. Your clock doesn't discriminate. Everyone gets the same 24 hours, 1,440 minutes, and 86,400 seconds daily. Time is the great equalizer. But have you ever noticed how some people seem to squeeze the juice out of every second, while others watch the hours slip through their fingers like grains of sand? That's not magic, it's time management. It's kind of like cooking, right? You have your ingredients. Those are your tasks. You've got your recipe. That's your plan. But without timing, you're either going to end up with a half-baked mess or something so overcooked it's barely recognizable. The key is to give every task its due time, no more, no less. You see, when you nail time management, you're not just keeping up with the clock, you're dancing with it. Every tick and talk becomes part of your life's rhythm. And don't forget about those pockets of time that often get ignored. The commute, the waiting lines, the time spent scrolling on your phone. These aren't just throwaway moments, they're golden opportunities. Use them to connect with nature, read something inspiring, or even just to breathe and appreciate the now. That way you're not just killing time, but enriching it. Now, there's another cornerstone that adds flair and color to this tapestry we're weaving. Let's start with relationships. The quality of our relationships isn't just a nice to have, it's a need to have. Whether it's your family, friends, or the neighbor you only say hi to, these connections are not decorative items in the living room of your life. They're the load-bearing walls. You see, part of what makes you unforgettable and will make people cry when you die is how you touched their lives. So don't just aim to gather followers, aim to build a community, because that is your legacy on a grand scale. Now, let's talk about a different kind of relationship, the one with Mother Earth. Ever noticed how you just feel better when you're around nature? It's not just you. A stroll in the park or a day at the beach doesn't just make your Instagram story look great, it recharges your emotional battery. And well, there is more beyond the recharge. Let's talk rechargeables. I'm talking about habits and routines, those daily practices that are like rechargeable batteries for your soul. Whether it's a morning jog, a 10-minute meditation, or even a dedicated unplugged time, these routines are your power sources. They keep you running smoothly so you can focus on what truly matters. Especially if you live in a town or a city, sometimes everything seems to happen all at once. This can make us feel overloaded or lead us to the fear of missing out. But things used to be different. Think about just how much information is in one copy of the New York Times. If you lived in the 17th century, it would take a whole lifetime to be exposed to the same amount of information. And then, how about you plan your day, meditate, or just relax your mind for a minute to connect with your feelings? These small pockets of me time turn ordinary days into something meaningful. Always remember there's a secret sauce to amplify these me time moments: gratitude. Take a few seconds to be thankful for that sunrise you caught, or that unexpected call from a friend. It's like adding seasoning to a dish. It brings out the flavor in everything else. Because gratitude isn't just an emotion, it's a skill. A skill that makes every facet of your life sparkle just a bit brighter. Ultimately, happiness and success aren't just about achieving and acquiring. They're a cocktail of character, connection, and a dash of conscious living. Get this mix right and you're not just ticking boxes, you're painting a masterpiece that is your life. Do you think that the thought of our own mortality can help us to focus on what's essential and lead a successful and happy life? Comment below and be sure to subscribe.